So I know what you're thinking. You're like, do I have to be on social media all day, every day to run an education consulting firm, to become an online consultant in my area of expertise? Hello there, I'm Tiffany Garside, co-founder of Black Educators Amplified, a bespoke 8-week accelerator for educators and experts who are ready to serve clients in an online capacity. I'm also the owner of Tiffy G Writes, a 9-year-old marketing firm that has served clients in finance, real estate, e-commerce, wellness, functional medicine, basically every single industry that you can think of. So we've been running Black Educators Amplified for over a year now, and we get this question in different ways. Sometimes our clients will ask, hey, do I have to be on social media all the time? Sometimes clients will ask, what kind of content should I be creating for social media? Am I like an influencer? Am I trying to amass a lot of followers? What is your perspective? And so I'm here to answer that today again, because there is a lot of nuance in the market. You're hearing about a lot of geopolitical shifts. You're hearing the R word, recession. A client and I were just talking last week. We were doing our bi-monthly strategy sessions. We've been doing them for over a year now. This is a yearly client in the firm, over $50K per year contract. And she said to me, she's like, I'm so grateful that I have you as my email copywriter, as my messaging strategist, because so many finance companies are going out of business. I'm so thankful for you. I don't know where I would be without you, because she's still able to make sales even when her market is shifting. There's a clear divide in the market, and partially it's due to AI, to be quite honest. Most marketers don't talk about this. Most gurus don't even understand this, because most people haven't even been in the game long enough to understand how different the market is since 2016. But I'm going to tell you right now, and the online business sphere, and education consulting, and being a freelance marketing specialist, graphic design, service provider, engineer, whatever your expertise is in, even if you have an online law firm and you're trying to market to your audience, but you're seeing some resistance, let me tell you what the main issue is. It's messaging and positioning, which is another word for copywriting and education. All of these words are synonyms: messaging, positioning, education, copywriting. They're all essentially saying the same thing. How you speak to your people matters. So gone are the days where you could just post one random post on Instagram and it would automatically convert clients. Now buyers are more sophisticated, okay? And so it's going to take some additional touch points. Not only that, but right out the gate, people don't trust you. And you should have this mindset, or the copywriter that you're working with, the marketing specialist, should have this mindset going in. And so your website copy needs to distill any issues that your audience may have as it relates to your offers. Meaning, if your offer's too generic, if you're saying, hey, I help every small business owner with their taxes, if you're saying, hey, I'm an educational consultant for every subject, or for children who are 10 years old, you need to niche down by a specific subject. Even in Black Educators Amplified, the last cohort 5, we had someone in there that's actually an electrician, 20 years of experience. But he didn't have a website. He was signing government contracts, but he didn't have his own personal brand. He wanted to go ahead and move to like Ghana, Burkina Faso, and start his education consulting there, educating electricians on how they can become better electricians, tutoring them, helping them in the field, helping them with their mindset, all of those types of things. And so the main differentiator that he was able to overcome in the program was like, oh, I do have to have a personal brand. This is the main difference between businesses that stay in business for the long haul and businesses that don't. Personal branding. And there's like this insane myth, I'm about to bust it right now, this insane myth out there that your name cannot be a personal brand and should not be your personal brand. But we are in the era of personal brand, meaning your business LLC, even if it's eventually a S Corp making over $250K per year, can be your first name and associates, your first name creative, your first name consulting, your first name educational solutions. That's actually an advantage. One, because you're going to leave a legacy for your children that's going to have your name, your family's name on it. Number two, people don't want to work with corporations anymore. People already don't trust the state. They don't trust the government. They don't trust anything that looks too corporate. That's why clients, when I come on here and I'm myself in my wonderful head wrap that I just bought, a few days ago, and I show up on camera and I speak to you face to face, and I speak the way that I talk, and I come to you in a very authentic sense, it does better than people who just put up these advertisements, have up these graphics, but have no true message. Because in this economy, people don't want the glitz and glam. They want the meat and potatoes. They want the intentionality. They want the message. They want to understand. Can I trust this person? Do I feel like I want to trust this person? What's their philosophy? Do I agree with their philosophy? This is why I come online to share my philosophy with you so that you can decide whether you agree with it or not, right? You need to have that same approach in business. And so back to the main question, do you need to be on social media? Yes, but do you need to be on social media all the time? Absolutely not. Do you need to be an influencer? Heck no. Please don't take that route if you're in professional services. You're not influencing anybody. You're not trying to sell deodorant. That's not the goal. So you're not going to create influencer content. Instead, what you're going to create is what I call empathy driven narrative content about identity, content about the struggles of somebody before they come and work with your business and come into your consulting incubator. This is the content that needs to be produced. Now, I have another case study on this topic. A client, old client from, I reached out to them in 2018, 2019. I'm still subscribed to her email list. And she sent an email talking about how they're just now getting in Walmart. And I look back to those beginning days. Let me tell you something. This was before I had YouTube. This was before I had an Instagram. This was when I was starting like you from the bottom, essentially. And so I didn't have capital to run ads. I did not want to be an influencer. I wanted to serve clients with marketing strategy, AKA education, blogs, email, copywriting, messaging, strategic communications, okay? That's what I wanted to do. I was not interested in being a blogger and selling deodorant. I was not interested in anything like that or anything of the sort. And so social media was important to a point, but my profile was not built up yet. I was starting from the bottom. I was living in Columbus, Ohio before I became a world traveler, before I had 5 children, and I was sitting on the couch. And you know what I had? I had my email and I had my website because I know how to write website copy very well. And I had my blogs. What I did, I would reach out, I would find this list of Black-owned businesses that were doing well. It'd be a list of 35 different businesses. I'd email all of them, customize my pitch template, reach out to them and say, hey, are you interested in having blogs like XYZ? Now, the caveat is that you have to have a website and a portfolio. If you do not have a website that is not just there to look good, not just there for the sake of being there, but is actually a portfolio that houses case studies, then it's difficult to pitch because you're pitching, but you can't really show your case studies. Or if you don't have a website, clients won't really think you're serious. And so I would pitch my blogs and I wouldn't even take them to the homepage. I would take them directly to the blogs. Why? Because the offer was blogging for this business. And so they would open the email and about 20% of them would say yes, and we go on to have these long-term relationships. So that's how I met that brand. I signed a non-disclosure agreement, so I cannot say their name, but you'll probably easily find out who they are if you were to search something like new Black-owned businesses that are in Walmart right now. And so they sent that email like, yes, we've gotten in Walmart, but 2 years ago, they reached out to me via email. So in 2022, they reached out and they emailed me. Now, this is from a cold pitch I did. We maintained our relationship. We would work, again, my clients, we typically work together for 12 months on average. That's the average lifetime of a client that works with us. Hence, we don't have to do a lot of Facebook ads, a lot of exorbitant marketing. Our results speak for themselves. Once clients work with us, they stay. So at any given time for the past 9 years, we are typically at 60% capacity in the creative agency, okay? And so they reached back out in 2022. By this time, I'm living in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And she says, hey, Tiffy, we haven't spoken in a while, but I want to work with you and see if you can create a white paper ebook for me. I have a new training coming up, and I'm adding this additional area into the product marketing business. This is a natural hair care company. Let me tell you, okay? She took it upon herself not to just sell products, but to educate and do professional training so that she could diversify her revenue. So she was not just relying on selling her hair care creams, which, by the way, are fantastic, which is why she's in Walmart now. But she took it upon herself to care about training, education, and messaging. She's actually a chemist. And so it's always easier for us in Black Educators Amplified and our marketing firm to work with people in academia who value education, because people that value education understand the context of I have to communicate strategically. It's not all about the graphics. It's not all about vanity metrics. It's not about trending audio. It's not about what everyone's saying you should do. The only thing that matters in business is your message. And so if the message isn't streamlined, people aren't going to trust you, and you'll have these beautiful things up, these beautiful flyers and advertisements, but no clients. Why? Because messaging comes first. And so I was telling you how she reached out to me. So we collaborated again. She wanted me to write it was about 12 to 15 pages, a 12 to 15 page training guide. She had this excellent idea of coming in and having her products listed in the training guide. And it's essentially a white paper. This is something you see a lot with like tech companies, finance, real estate, but it was so cool to see a product-based business care that much about training and education, because from my expertise and my experience, most product-based businesses, it's more difficult to get them to understand the value of education. But again, this is a chemist, and so she already values education. And so we put together this training manual. I write it, I design it, simple design, and she goes on to make tens of thousands in record time. She still uses it to this day because she started doing hair care consultations. I don't want nobody to tell y'all, again, Black owned company out of Maryland, okay? I don't want nobody to tell y'all that you can't use education consulting as a product-based business, as any type of business. She literally did it, diversified her revenue, got more traction for her business, and was able to be in Walmart because of what? Valuing blogging, ebooks, and messaging and education for her audience. So you could literally, in the next few years' time, depending on how serious you are with your education consulting, be on stages, be on international stages, be in different stores, be on different podcasts, be getting your message out there so you can serve your clients at a higher level, because she began doing virtual natural hair consultations, offering packages. She would ship her products. She would also get virtual consultations. And so it's this package that was really not like anything else out there on the market, but it required what? Blogging, ebooks, white papers to go ahead and show the audience, this is our approach to hair care. It's different than most people because she's a chemist. We wrote that in the copy, in the content. She was a chemist. She's like, look, my approach is different. She's listing the ingredients. She's listing her process. She's lifting the myths, her unique selling propositions, what makes her different from those other hair care products out there. And it has given her a spot in Walmart. Not all companies make it to Walmart, but our clients do. Our clients make it to Walmart, Target. They make it to businesses that are international, stores in Nigeria. Our clients make it big. Our clients have been featured in Bloomberg, make $40,000 per month. Our clients go on to start their own miniature online schools so that they can have free time and not rely on a 9-to-5. But again, it's all due to one thing: messaging. How well they're able to distill and articulate their message in an online format via a guide, an ebook, a website, a marketing strategy, okay? An education consulting strategy. And so that's why I wanted to share with you. This is a pretty short video. Back to the main headline. I need to ask you, do you think your business needs to be on social media? Every business has to be on social media, but you do not have to be an influencer or go viral to book clients. Instead, you need to know how to write a proper message, base it on product marketing, know how to bring a product to market and create demand for that product. which goes into everything that we just talked about today. Now, if you like what I'm talking about, if you're new here, I encourage you to binge the Black Educators Amplified playlist so that you can see case studies, results, testimonials, and check out the enrollment guide. It's about 5 to 7 pages going over the same case studies, testimonials, so you can see if the program is right for you. Because at the end of the day, we are in a time in the world, especially for those of you in America, where the decisions you make today, the actions you take, are going to dictate whether you have a business that thrives or sinks. In a recession, in geopolitical turmoil, there is money to be made. There's resources that are flowing abundantly, but only for those who care about messaging and creating empathy-driven narratives. So I'll talk to you in the next video. I encourage you to join Black Educators Amplified Cohort 6 starting April 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can check out the link in the description to see if it's right for you and to book a free Black Educators Amplified Discovery session. I'll talk to you soon.